Take my life, take my ice, take the name for what it's worth, just so I can have what I need to reside on this earth. Take the gold, take the shows, take the money in the foreign clothes.
What's good, YouTube? I'm going to do this video real quick. This is basically a discussion on different categories when it comes to performance sneakers related to basketball that I think are important, that not a lot of people seem to touch on. You've got your typical categories like traction, ventilation, weight, materials, fit, that sort of stuff, cushioning. These are the most common that I tend to see. And out of those, I do find ventilation and traction to be very, very important when I'm purchasing my next basketball shoe. Now, there are three categories that I think a lot of people don't touch on that I just kind of want to go over and think more people should start considering. And these are at least important to me. I don't know about anybody else. But when people say a shoe is heavy or light, I think that can be misleading, because I think what's more important is the weight distribution. And a shoe that I want to show you that has what I think is very crappy weight distribution is the LeBron 4. This is probably the worst basketball sneaker I've ever played in. It's not only is it a heavy shoe, but like I was saying in regards to the weight distribution, it's very bottom heavy. So when you're cutting, running down the floor, you kind of tend to lean one way or the other because the bottom isn't really stable, weighs you down, and I'm not a 6'8", 240-pound freak physical specimen, so it's not like these things were that comfortable to me. So at least from my perspective, this wasn't a very good basketball shoe. And it kind of leads into my next point of durability. And this is an issue that a lot of people don't really talk about, because you've got a lot of guys who do reviews and they wear the shoes 4, 5, 6 times, and then they review them at that point. And I think that's definitely a good way of going about it, because then you break the shoe down, you kind of see what it's like after several wears. But when it comes to just the average consumer, like myself, I'm only going to have one pair of basketball shoes for 4 or 5 months. So if the shoe isn't going to last, no matter how comfortable, how good all the other specs are, I'm probably not going to purchase it. And that was the issue I had with this shoe as well. You probably won't be able to see it, but one of the little pods on the bottom here, one of the little traction pods, ripped off after about I'd say roughly 2 months of wearing the shoe consistently. And I think that's just a really important aspect when looking at basketball shoes. And then the last category I kind of want to talk about was ankle cushioning. I think this is a very important element of a sneaker. I'm not a big fan of high tops, and ankle support isn't really a big thing with me, but I don't want the ankle cutting into the ankle of the shoe, cutting into my ankle, so to speak. So I like it to be really padded, and I think the Jordan 11 Low IE is the best at this, and that shoe has really good ventilation as well. So that's probably why that's one of my top favorite basketball shoes of all time. But I just kind of want to do this little discussion real quick, see kind of what your guys' thoughts were on other categories that may not be discussed that much. I've been kind of wanting to do this video for a while, but never really got around to it. Let me know your comments, rate, comment, subscribe, and shout outs to Nightwing and Foamer. I think they're probably the two best performance reviewers on YouTube right now. Great guys. And this was just meant to further the discussion of some of these other elements that could be talked about and detailed in some of these reviews, because those are just some things that I personally look for when purchasing sneakers. So as always, take it easy. Peace.